Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. Today I just want to do a quick little summary look at what was opened in the Commander Masters collector box case. So we took 24 collector boxes and turned it into one old gift box worth of sleeved up cards, except for the borderless non-foils. So for the basics, a lot of them we got 5-6 of them. A couple we got like this island we only got 3 of, and a couple we got 8 of. The tokens I gave up on because there's just like so many back and fronts that like it's just too hard to figure out for me. The commons, there was mostly 2s and 3s, a couple that had 1, a couple that had 4, so like pretty even distribution. There was no like 0 common and then like, well, I guess I wouldn't know if there was a 0 common because I don't have it, but there was no common with like 10 copies, so at least that was kind of even though like you're not going to like only getting 4 out of 130 at a time. As for the uncommons, we got a nice big stack of uncommons. Again, most of them were 1s and 2s because of you have 192 uncommons that you're going to end up with opening, but there's 135 of them, I think was the number for this set. So like you're only going to get on average like 1.5 per card. So a lot of 1s and 2s, couple 3s, but for the most part we probably even missed on a bunch of these. Now that I think about it, I didn't think of looking for the uncommons. As for the borderless, you get a nice stack of them. A lot of them were 7-8 copies of each for the commons. I don't know how a lot of these are going to age, like, because I think they're going to keep targeting these cards. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like they keep targeting all those cards quite a bit. As for the foils, a lot of them were 3s and 4s. There's a couple that were more like this all that glitters. So overall, like, not too terribly anything crazy going on there. We have in our uncommon non-foils, a lot of them are 4s. You have but then a couple 3s, like 3 paths, 4 there, 3 Sherry's Shizu Caretaker. We had 5 Storm Kilns and 5 Slimefoots, but 3 Tatiova. So like we averaged out basically 1 Dynamo short. I don't know. It was very close to having a playset of each, which is pretty cool overall for the foils because you get less of them in each pack. There's a lot of 2s. I think 3 on the Return to Dust, but most of the other ones were only 2 ofs. I think except this Tatiova again. A couple Signets, Felwars, and 1 Dynamo as well. So still not too bad. Got a good even mix at least. Moving on to the Commander cards from the Commander decks, we end up with I think 18 foils. So we should have opened about 19.2 foils because they're supposed to be 20% of the time. So we got 2 Abstruse Archaics and then a bunch of one-offs. Overall, I don't know. Like, we hit like a few of the good ones, like the Composer, and we hit the Narcy, Fabled Singer, but we didn't hit any of the, like, we didn't hit the Rise of Eldrazi, we didn't hit the Monolith, the Darksteel Monolith, we didn't hit the Grave Mother, we didn't hit the, I always mess up his name, the Face Commander for the Eldrazi deck. We didn't hit any of those, like, better foils, so just is what it is. But you had a good shot at, like, it was like almost a 50% chance. I guess not for the mythics because we only opened 1 foil mythic, which was the Narcy. So I wonder if the foil mythics, and that's why, like, the Grave Mother and the Eldrazi Commander face card are as much as they are, because they are pretty hard to open. Or if that's just me opening terribly for that part. Most of the other Commander cards were 2 ofs. We didn't get any of the Eldrazi Face Commander guy, and we only got like 1 Rise of the Eldrazi. Got 3 Skitters. A lot of them were, like, as I say, 2 and 3 ofs, which is what you're gonna get. You got 4 Regal Slivers though, and missed out only getting 1 Titan. And yeah, so overall, not anything different than what I was kind of expecting. On the mythic front of these cards, most of them were one-ofs, except for the Grave Mother. So we got 1 Onyxia, 1 of the, I guess there was 2 Fabled Singer here too, 3 Grave Mother, which probably balances out for the Eldrazi Face Commander guy being short. As for rares, there's a large stack of rares, and what I found was it was weird that there was, like, you would get something like a Balan and get 2 of, and then like 7 Flawless Maneuvers, which is actually what you want, because you want the maneuver, but it was like you can easily tell, like, the difference between cards that had the borderless and cards that didn't. So, like, a lot of these normal rares, they have, like, so many fewer copies in this box compared to, like, other stuff. So it really depends. I think it depends on, like, how good the rare is. Like, Azami isn't gonna be a card that can really soak all those copies, but something like Guardianship here definitely can. Like, we got 8 Guardianships, but only 1 Cyclonic Rift, so I found that kind of interesting. Just because, like, if it's something where it might be something like, okay, well, but I also assume Rift will get hit in Ravnica Remastered, so maybe they made it harder to get in this, and then it gets hit there. I definitely think anything without a borderless is probably got a lot less copies out there. We got 3 Ogre Slumlords in Etched. Anything else that's weird? Got quite a few Swats. Just any of the free spells we did really well on, except for Obscuring Haze, which is actually the one you don't want to get anyways. So that's turned out nice. that way at least. We got 3 Inferno Titan etched as well. Just I find that weird because there was 170 different etched options, and then it's also the fact that the etched had a weird thing where there was less less rare etched than I expected. So I've kind of thought that I kind of find it weird that there was like a couple rares that were 3 ofs for etched, but just kind of is how it is. And again, like anything with a topper, well, not a borderless, there's just a lot of copies. Like, I don't know how Treasure Nabber's ever going to be worth anything at this point. Like, this is 7 Treasure Nabbers out of... And that's not including any regular Treasure Nabbers. So, like, that's so many Treasure Nabbers. Like, I guess 6 Azuzas and, I don't know, 1 Intervention. That's not bad, but... some Frostfangs. Like, I don't know, I just find it kind of interesting, the distribution of how cards with the variants fared. Like, we got 5 Kaikars, 3 borderless ones, but I guess it's nice not hitting like a bunch of these like kind of disintegrated into bulk rares a lot of the time. But it also kind of like what are you gonna do with like so many Teysa Karloffs or Eurykos, or like Champion's Helm was worth something before this, and now it's probably never gonna be worth anything at the rate it's going. So or maybe it's just the distribution in this case was off. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess that's the question. Like, we had like 1 Emerald medallion, but 3 Sapphire medallions, 2 of them being etched. So I don't know. We had quite a few of the lands, which is interesting. The lands seem to be definitely more, but I think like the thing is almost all of them we only got the borderless ones, except for Vault of Champions. Well, I think the seeding had 1 regular foil, but like Vault of Champions had 7 total, which seems like a lot. Moving on to the Mythics, it was interesting because I was expecting the Mythic rate to be like the 12.5% for the normal foil, about the same for the etched, and then the borderless would be kind of wonky because there is more, there's less rares diluting it out. So, as such, we did hit the 12.5% for the normal rares, normal foil slot, I mean. But then for the etch slot, we hit 43 mythics out of 96. So I don't know if that's like a complete error, or if that is like they just up the mythic drop rate in the edge slot, so then those aren't going to be worth a whole lot. Like, those might be the cheapest version of those cards, even though like, and people don't even like them that much, so that even makes it even easier to be like super cheap. And then the non-foil borderless was 20 out of 96 for 20.8%, and then the foil borderless was 18 out of 18.8%. I guess it'd be actually higher than that because it would be with the textures built into that, so it would be the 23%. So we did hit 4 textures, like the odds would be. We got a Kozilek. We got Machias, the Unhallowed. We got Selvala, Heart of the Wilds. And we also hit the Jeweled Lotus. So, very lucky to hit that. Because even if you go like, okay, 4 out of, you're going to hit about 4 textures. There's 10 total, so about 40%, I guess, in a way. Not exactly, but like on a simple math. For the mythics, we end up getting some mythics with only one ofs that didn't have borderless cards, and then with the borderless card ones, some of them all the way up to 6. So like this Kozilek, we got 6 total. Morophon. I was surprised we didn't get more Morophons, just because I was kind of expecting it. We ended up getting 2 there. We got 4 Ulamogs, but only 1 Avacyn, but she doesn't have a borderless to like have more shots at opening her. Same with Heliod, Lantax, Loyal, Retainers. Yeah, with 4 Tithes, including the foil borderless. That's a really nice one. 1 Bribery. I almost forgot this was even in the set at that point. Got 2 of the etched captures and a normal foil. Spellseeker and Urza, I thought we would have got more of, but we only got 3 each of those. Archfiend was 3. Demonic Tutor was 3. I would have really liked to get more of the Tutor. I don't know if they like purposely made that one harder to get. We got, what is this, 4 Grave Pact, 3 Grave Pact. We got quite a few Machias. We got 6 Machias. I don't know. That just seems like a lot. We got 2 Razakets, 1 Twilight. What is this? 4? Yeah, 4 Balefire. 2 of them being etched. Like, I think any of the ones with the portrait are in for long-term pain, just because, like, I don't know, do you need this many Nehebs? 4 Nehebs? If it was one per Feroce, 1 Savage Beating, like, that adds, like, no copies to the market. I don't know if I'm just, like, getting no versions, or 2 Crater Hoofs, 1 Doubling Season. We got 4 Finales. That's a nice one to hit extras of. 3 Omnaths. I would have thought that it felt like I opened more. I guess it just feels, you feel more pain opening it than you do. We got a lot of Selvalas with 5 with the textured, so definitely interesting to see how she fares, because it's like the 2nd or 3rd reprint now. Maybe they give her a break now that she's got like all these extra versions. 1 Henge. I would have hoped to get more than 1, but just the 1 Scarab God. Got 4 Ur-Dragon. That's one I would have thought we would have got more of, maybe, just because it's got like the portrait and such, but this is what it is. Extra planar lens. Got 4 of that one as well. Very lucky on the Jeweled Lotus, because we got the 4-pack of variants. So the non-foil frame break, the foil break, the foil textured, and the etched. So I think that like is a lot better than the average case will yield. Like, I was thinking probably 2 Jeweled Lotuses, and if I'm lucky, get a 3rd and not get the textured. But just is what it is, I guess. And we got 1 the Immortal Sun, closing out the mythics. So overall, we got 97 mythics out of 96 packs for the set, and then we also got the few mythics in the commander deck cards. So we average over a mythic a pack. So I found that interesting because some packs had were just catastrophically bad, and then some packs were even 2 mythics and seemed catastrophically bad. So I guess it all depends on what else you get with them, and if you hit like a guardianship or a SWAT or something else that's like good to go with it, or even if you hit a few of the like solid rares, like if you hit like I don't know, something like a heroic intervention, Grand Abolisher, a land, and then something, you don't feel as bad. At least you feel like, okay, I lost on that pack, but it's not catastrophically bad. And I think like the one takeaway that like I found with this is I would not be able to handle not buying a whole box, because it just definitely seems like there's like 2 shitty packs and 2 decent packs, 2 decent or awesome packs. It seems like there just seems to be that divide, and like I don't want to open the shitty packs, but I also I don't want to open the shitty packs that you're going to get in a box, but I also don't want to like open a couple loose packs and get the shitty pack alone. But depending on how this goes, I might look to get another case if they ever go back on that crazy sale. But I don't know if they will. Doesn't seem like... It seems like a lot of the stores in Canada are putting stuff on a bit of a sale, but not by a big enough amount. Like this was on one of the sales, the face-to-face sale, that was $199 a box. Well, $200 a box. So that's like a lot less than, like, I've seen some other stores put it for down to $300 from $350 or $275 or something, and at that point it's still not, it's 100% not worth it to me. Just because it's just too big a risk. Like even that seemed like a lot of money to put out, but I had built up some store credit, so it was almost all store credit at least, and that was being put aside for like a Black Friday sale type thing that I was expecting this to be on. So I guess we'll just have to see if I'm able to go get any more of this or not, and just kind of go from there and see how things go, see what the next crazy thing I decide to open, other than just normal stuff is. I don't know if there will be anything. I guess let me know in the comments what you think would be something cool to get opened, and then maybe someday I can try and do it. Thanks again for stopping by and watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope you take care, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.